Hey everyone. So I wanted to discuss with you guys today the topic of the rights of women, the reproductive rights of women versus the rights of children. And the reason why I chose this topic today is because not so long ago I learned of a cousin of my cousin by blood having her 13 children taken from her and all placed in foster care. And this is a woman who's only 34 years old. But she has 13 children by possibly 12 different men. And I look at her case as well as other cases that are similar where women and men continue to have children that they do not care to take care of, they do not care to protect, they do not feed, they do not clothe, they do not work for, they don't do anything, they just lay back and continuously have children. So I started thinking, and actually I've been thinking about this for a long time. At what point do we as a society say, enough? The foster care system is saturated, clogged, dense, if you will, overpopulated with children that have been either neglected and or abused or simply unwanted for anything, even a government check. And my thoughts are, why are these people allowed to go on? Like, at what point do we say, we put children first? No, you cannot continue to have children. No, you cannot continue to get pregnant by different men every year, every other year. No, we will no longer pay you to have children. We will no longer keep you. This is a woman I'm talking about. She's on welfare, or she was, housing assistance, Medi-Cal, everything that you can think of that a woman with 13 children would receive, she received. Yet, when my cousin would go over there to visit with her, she would make steak and potato for her and her boyfriend, her live-in sperm donor, who, by the way, is only supposedly the father of the twins, which were the last 2 children born. The other children were not his. Rumor has it. So anyways, they have all of these things. And yet, $2,000 in food stamps, they're eating steak, but the children are having to make ramen noodles for themselves. She's cooking for him, but the children have to fend for themselves. The oldest was 15 years old. She had to be the mother to those other children. I am not of the belief that a young teenage girl should be the mother of anybody, and that includes her siblings. She should not have to take on that responsibility, and that's a heavy load, even if she only had 2 children to look after. And in this case, she had a whole lot more. The children were also allegedly beaten by the father, or the live-in, whatever you want to call him. It turns out, and this is just a little bit of the backstory, I'm told that he was the girl's pimp. So he's the pimp, and he's having her go out and trick. So the majority of these children are from men that she slept with for money. I'm having a hard time believing that this is the first time social services has been involved with this family. And my thing is, if they knew that the abuse and neglect was going on, I mean, these children, I'm being told by my cousin, were going to school with their hair uncombed, with old raggedy clothes, hand-me-downs. These children were not being taken care of. And in this day and age, I cannot imagine that some teacher or another student's parent didn't look at the situation and question it and then report it to someone. My solution to people like this is sterilization. They have to be sterilized because there's no other way to stop the problem. There's no other way to get the problem under control. And you know, people can argue and they can rah about women having the right to do this. What women don't have the right to do is place children in horrible, life-altering situations because they decided that they didn't want to work for their housing and for their cash and for their food. So they would rather use those children as get-overs. You don't get to do that. The problem that I'm having with this solution, and it's not really my problem, but it would be a problem that I'm sure other people would have with this solution, is that women love arguing women's rights. And the reason why I'm focusing so much on women is because I know how they operate, right? And women do have this brainwashed mentality, as men do, that they have every right to do anything they want with their bodies, right? It's my body, it's my reproductive system. The problem is that a lot of these women are very selfish, greedy, and immoral. So just because you have the ability to do something doesn't mean that you should, especially if you are ill prepared to take on that duty. And child rearing is a very intricate and important duty, not only to family structure, but to society. Generally speaking, what you raise in your home, or what you fail to raise in your home, will be reflected in society. Either through there being a wonderful doctor that the society can use and benefit from, or because there will be a horrible criminal out there doing things that they shouldn't be doing. You have that much power as a woman, to a great extent. We're not going to factor in genetics or anything like that. We're just talking about solely child rearing. Also, women have choices that men don't have. If a man is reckless, let's put this in perspective. If a man is reckless with his penis and he's out there impregnating hundreds of women, each one of those women has the ability to say, nope, I'm not going to term with this pregnancy. Or, yeah, I'll have this one baby, but I'm not going to continue having multiple babies with this negligent guy who isn't bonding with my children. You have that right. And so the burden really lies more so on women than men, because as women, we have certain rights that men do not have. A man can never insist that you have an abortion. A man can never force you. He can insist. A man can never force you to have an abortion. And so you have a responsibility to society. Anyways, that's my thoughts on it. You guys leave your comments, of course, in the section below, and let me know, do you agree with sterilization for deadbeat parents like this, I won't even call them parents. Do you agree with me that these types of people should not be able to reproduce? Or do you disagree with me and feel like women should be able to do whatever they want with their bodies, even if it adversely affects the children that they are reproducing?